This video is going to show you how to create a scatter plot. You're going to be making a graph of balloon diameter versus distance the straw traveled, but my scatter plot is going to be age versus height. So if I sampled 13 random people of different ages and got their heights, I want to see if their age and their height has any correlation. So I'm going to go to insert once I put my data in. So you're going to put your data in first. Go to scatter and click the first one. And this actually already put all of my data in, but I'll show you how to do that from the beginning. So let's go to select data and let's remove that. So I have a blank slate, so I'm going to add, and my name can be height versus age versus height. And on my X, I want to put how old everyone's age. So I'm going to highlight that. And then I'm going to go to Y, and I'm going to make sure I delete whatever's in that box. And I'm going to say that all of those heights are going to go into my Y column. So I'm going to click OK. And I see that this is everything I want, so I'm going to click OK. And since I'm only plotting one thing, I don't need this legend over here, so I can right click. I can just click it and click delete. And now I have age on the bottom and height over here. So I'm going to want to put some things on my graph so people will know that that's what I'm plotting. So I'm going to go to chart tools up here, and you're only going to get chart tools if you're clicked on the chart. So if I'm clicked anywhere else, it doesn't show up. I have to click on my chart and it will show up. So I'm going to go to layout. I already have a chart title, but if you don't, go here and you can choose where you want it. I want to put some axis titles on. So my horizontal axis is age in years. And my vertical axis, which you can choose rotated or vertical or horizontal, but I always go with rotated. And that's going to be height in feet. So I can see that there's kind of a little bit of a trend here that as you get older, you get taller. We're going to add a trend line so that I can get a slope of this graph, and I can use that equation to find a bunch of other things. So I'm going to go over to trend line. I'm going to click linear. So this is what you're going to put on yours. So you're going to see this line come up, and you're going to click on the line and right click, and you should get a format trend line. So when you click on format trend line, you want a linear trend line, and you want to set your you want to display your equation. We want to make sure that we see what the equation of that line is, and your R² value is how closely your data is described by that line. So click OK, and you can move this around so that it's not blocked. So what this R² value is telling us is that the closer to 1, if your R² value is 1, that means that all your data points are directly on your line. The farther away from 1, it means the less your data is described by that line. So mine is okay, 0.76. It's not that good, but it's all right. And I have my slope, which is in y equals mx plus b format. So if this is in y equals mx plus b, and my x is my age, and my y is my height, then I can say, I can plug those things in. On my y-axis is height, and on my x-axis is age. And you're going to do this in the following question, so this is why I'm talking about this. And my equation is y equals 0.1191x plus 3.1569. So if I plug what's on my x and my y into my equation, I can get an equation that will help me solve for different things. So y is height, so I'm going to plug height in for y here. So height equals 0.1191 times age, because that's my x, plus 3.1569. So now this is an equation that I can use to help me find different heights for ages or ages for heights. So I can plug in, if someone is 10 years old, plug this into the equation and find out how tall they would be. Or I can go opposite and say, if someone is 6'5", then how old are they? I can go back and solve different things in here. So this means this is my m value, and my m is my slope. Remember that. M is my slope, and my b is my y-intercept. So if my m is my slope, and that's 0.1191, that means that my height increases 0.1191 for every age that I grow. So every time this age value goes up 1, my height is going to grow 0.1191. Now what this y-intercept means, this 3.1569, that means that when I'm 0 years old, when I'm born, I should be 3.1569 feet tall. Because if I plug that in, height equals 0.1191 times my age is 0 plus 3.1569, this value is going to go to 0, right? It's just going to be height equals 3.1569. So I can see that when my age is 0, when my x value is 0, then my height is going to be my y-intercept.